Hi, little bit late tonight. Anyways, it's nice to see you folks, and it's good to be here. Today is Wednesday, January 30th, 2019. 2019. Anyways, okay, today is feed number 22, and we're going to call it Just Be. I'm going to center this around that word be, B-E. To be. Okay, and I'm going to start off by reading 3 quotes. I don't know where the first 2 quotes come from, but they were really nice. Hi, Lay. I love you too. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. Okay, so first, quote number 1 says this. A friend is someone who gives you total freedom to be yourself. Quote number 2 says, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. And then this last quote came to me what would feel like out of the blue, and I loved it so much. The first thing I thought was, I'm going to share it tonight on the feed. Okay, Lily, I can't do this with you. Excuse me while I remove my little cat. Here, let me show you. She's the baby. This is Lily, and she wants to be with me. Anyways, okay, so the last quote comes from Brigham Young. I love it. Okay, listen, this is really good. And Paula, it's good to see you, my cousin. I hope I can see you soon. Okay, if you have a bad thought about yourself, tell it to go to hell, because that is exactly where it came from. Awesome, right? If you had a bad thought about yourself, tell it to go to hell, because that is exactly where it came from. Super, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so about just being. After I was divorced, I went back to college to finish my degree. And before finishing, when I was preparing to go back to BYU here, I thought, I am going to go in, blaze through it, leave, do what I got to do. I love you too, Paula. And that was my plan. I didn't want to make no friends, nothing, no friends, no relationships, no anything. I just wanted to get into school, do what I got to do, and then leave. Well, to my dismay, that is not what happened. I actually picked up a few friends along the way, but these friends are half my age. They're a very young group of friends, of course, because I went back as what they call a non-traditional student, older student, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and I was trying to avoid making friends as hard as I could, but it just didn't work out that way. And so I got really attached to a group of friends, several girls, several guys. And they're all musicians, and they are all extremely talented, way more talented than I could ever imagine to be myself, and smart. But I bring this up because as an older person compared to them, I have learned so much because of them. And because of them, I've learned to be more open, period. Just more open, a little bit more objective than I was, and more accepting. And it was, I am a different person and a better person because of having these friends in my life. So when we would want to get together and just be together, my dad was building this house that we now live in, and it's a 2-story house. And so I used to call the upstairs the marae, and we would go upstairs and throw down mattresses and just hang out and play music and chat and laugh and talk story till all hours of the night. That went on frequently. And so I passed this phrase off to them, and I said, what is this called anyway? It's hanging out, blah, 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 blah. I go, no, it's just being. What do you mean just being? So listen up. This is what this feed is about. Just being is this. You're going to sit with somebody and take in their essence. There's no push. There's no pull. You're just, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't think about stuff like that. You just want to be together. And even not saying anything with somebody, but just loving them and just being together is enough. And so just being. And fortunately, to my privilege and honor, I am involved in several situations like that where friends, people will come to find me just to be, just because you just want to take them in. The Maoris have a belief, just like the Hawaiians do, and a lot of people, but they have this belief and they have this practice. And I'm going to use my niece for this. It's called a hongi. And I'll show you what it is first. Okay, so this is a hongi. So I'm going to get my little niece Brookie here. We go. So kneel down so we're at the same level. Okay, so what you do first is you go forehead and then noses. And that's it. Okay, thank you so much, sweetheart. Okay, because they believe this, that when you hongi a person, you are, of course, in their personal space, but you're taking in their essence. You're breathing the same air that they are breathing, and it's symbolic of when God breathed air into Adam, when he brought him to life. That hongi is what that symbolizes, is the breath of life. Okay, and so I know that Hawaiians have their belief, and it's ha, part of the word aloha, and part of God breathing life into Adam, the breath of life. And so part of the Maori people do believe that it's important to just take in a person. And I believe, because I was raised this way, that sometimes you don't have to say anything. You just want to sit and be with them. And so me and these young friends would do this often. There were nights where we had no idea why we would be together, but we just were. And sometimes it would just be really quiet. And sometimes it would be roaring laughter. It could be all kinds of things, but it would almost always end with us just being with each other in a circle. And fortunately, a lot of that went on in this house, my marae upstairs. Okay, so this is what our feed is going to be on tonight, just being. My week started off beautifully. I got a little text from Mia, and without too much said, I went to go visit her. And that was a sweet visit, because even though I had things to do and so did she, we ended up just being together, chatting about commonalities that we have, chatting about life and love. And it was really sweet. And fortunately, I live with Lehua. And she has now, unfortunately, got into the habit of when she comes home at night, we will just kind of sort of discuss the day and walk through the day. We'll do a high and a low period of our day. And then sometimes we're just quiet and we just be. I love that, because honestly, guys, I love people. I do. It is probably one of my favoriteest tools to learn from, is to learn from people. And I always, always learn so much from those around me. Sometimes I know them and sometimes I don't. But just that fact of people, I am in awe of people, and I love to be, I'm so glad I'm sensitive and I notice certain things at certain times. And especially when I get to just be with loved ones. Wow, it's really, really, really sweet, because as you all know, we get into this rush and this momentum and this have to do, to do checklists and whatnot. And although those are really important, and the push for it and the determination to get them done is important, there's moments where you just need to take a breath and appreciate that time with that person and see it for what it is. And you'll know when those opportunities arise, because you'll try to push to get something done, but it doesn't quite feel right, even though your mind's saying, yeah, it works, but your insides are saying, I think you need to just spend some time with this individual. I love those moments. I do. I love those moments, and I'm good for it. And I am privileged, because there's been several persons that I've worked with over the years, as Lihu has seen, and they will come, and they haven't been here for years, but they will come and look for me, and we'll have a little visit. And it's just awesome because they'll sit and they'll be with me and check, update and all of that. But it's my privilege to know such sweet, special people that I have known in my entire life. And so, because you have carved out a little bit of time to be with me here online, I want to thank you for that. I do. I want to thank you. And even though we're not here one-on-one, face-to-face, which is my favorite way to interact, is personal space, face-to-face, that whole thing. This is not bad. I have grown a lot because of it, and I appreciate all of the interaction here and this type of technology to do that. And so I'm going to close up this feed, but I just wanted to bring up a little reminder, because I'm sure most of you know about being with people, and just a reminder to take that moment just to be with them. Sometimes you want to look at them and see really who they are and how special they are in your life, and that you're blessed to have these individuals in your life, because one day you won't. Or one day, maybe that relationship will end. It's been said that there's relationships for a time, for a season, and for forever. So enjoy each moment that you have together. Enjoy the time. And I want to thank you again for spending time with me here. Yeah, I love you guys too. Thank you so much for the time. And seriously, thank you for your comments and responses. Please feel free to reach out to me, to send some comments and responses any way you wish. I will definitely get back to you. And feel free to subscribe for my YouTube channel. When I get to 50, then we'll have a little celebration party. Yeah. So thank you again for being here. I love you folks. And stay tuned for the next one. Stay tuned.